welcome to lesson 39. This is comparing fractions by drawing pictures. This should be a very simple and easy lesson to do. You've been drawing pictures probably for a very long time now. But drawing pictures helps us to be able to compare them. We're not always just going to be comparing 1/2 to 1/4 or 1/2 to a whole. We're going to get into the more of the fractions that are very similar and very close together, and so it's important to just start with the basics and to be able to draw fractions and know how to draw them correctly, because you can draw them incorrectly to where you could compare them also incorrectly. So the first one, the example or the very beginning, is 1/4 and 1/2. So yes, it is comparing 1/4 to 1/2, but this is just the very beginning, the very basic. So this is how you would draw a picture of 1/4. We all know how to do that. And this is how you draw a picture of 1/2. You also know how to do this as well. However, this is extremely important to know that whenever you're comparing fractions, whatever you're drawing, whether it's squares, rectangles, or circles, they must be very similar in size. Otherwise, you can compare them incorrectly, or they won't look correct. So my circles are relatively close in size. They're not exact. I'm not going to spend, number of minutes drawing them, but I want them to be close together, so that way I'm comparing, okay, 1/4 of one circle and 1/2 of a circle the same size, because if you were to draw one way smaller than the other or way larger than the other, then it would be incorrect. So clearly, by these two circles, we know that 1/2 is greater than 1/4, because 1 is half of 2, but 1 is not half of 4. It is less. So we also know for that reason. So the one example that we have in this chapter, or in this lesson for 39, is draw pictures to compare these fractions, 1/2 and 1/3. Many of you already know this off the top of your head, which one is greater. But we're going to draw pictures because there is a correct way to draw it and there's also an incorrect way to draw it. So how I'm going to draw these is usually when you have 1/3. Circles are kind of easy for some people, but sometimes it's a little bit more complicated. So we're going to do rectangles in this case. So I'm going to draw one rectangle. And when I draw my next rectangle, I want it to be very similar in size, so I'm actually going to draw them one on top of another. It's a lot easier to compare. That way I know my length is going to be the same. My height might not necessarily be the same, but I'm going to be splitting them in vertical lines, and so that way I'll be able to see my comparison. So my first one I'm going to compare is I want half of it. So that means I'm going to draw one line straight down the middle. I'm splitting it in half. My next one I'm splitting up into thirds, so I need 2 lines. So I have 3 equal parts. I'm going to kind of guess here and here. It's not exact, but I drew it close. So where these look equal with my eyes, they look equal to 3 equal parts, and these look about 2 equal parts. So then I'm going to shade in 1/2, so 1 part out of the 2. I'm not spending a whole time. It's not a big piece of artwork, so we're going to just kind of draw it, color it in. 1/2 and 1/3. So I know for certain that 1/2 is greater than 1/3. So these are my pictures I'm drawing. Again, they need to be very close in size. If they are different in size, different in length and height, whichever way you're drawing them, then you could get it confused and say that they're equal, or maybe that 1/3 is larger, but it isn't. So for your practice set, just like your example, you're going to draw pictures to compare these. So some of them you may already know off the top of your head. It'll be very easy, but drawing pictures is always the best strategy that I can recommend you when we have fractions or problems with fractions, is drawing a picture to represent. It's great for us visual learners. So 1/2 and 2/3, 1/2 and 2/4, 1/3 and 1/4, 2/3 and 3/4. Go ahead and do those in your spiral. We'll go over your answers in class. Thank you.